Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear students, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the lecture number 3 of the Human Resource Management and Development. Today we will discuss the organizational behavior in detail. This lecture consists of two parts. In the first part we will discuss some topics, while in the second part we will discuss some other topics. This lecture is based on the Armstrong and Taylor book, 2014 book, some other books and articles which have been given in the reference list, which is at the end of part 2 of this lecture. Dear students, in this lecture we will discuss the following topics. The first topic will be the organizational behavior, where we will define what organizational behavior it is and how it has been defined by different authors. After defining the organizational behavior, we will discuss the characteristics of the organizational behavior, which will be followed by the characteristics of the people, those people who work in our organization. And the next topic will be the sources and application of organizational behavior theory. The next topic will be how organizations function, and the last topic will be organizational culture. First we come in this the last two, how organizations function and organizational culture, will be discussed in the part 2, while the first 4 topics, what is organizational behavior, characteristics of organizational behavior, characteristics of the people, and source and application of organizational theory, will be discussed in part 1 of this unit. So coming to the organizational behavior, we know that people work in groups, individually, or when in different systems. When they work in a complex system, then these complex the people work in a complex system. They play different roles in a system. This is called the organization. And we know that when the workers can be more productive in groups than the working alone. If the people work in groups, they work in teams, they work in sections, they can be more productive because they can have opportunities, more and more opportunities to they have more and more opportunities to learn from the experiences of their colleagues. So we can say that it's a common experience that when the workers work in a group, then they become more efficient. Similarly, when the people work in an organization, the process link individuals into relationships, because we know that in the organization different types of the people, they work in different categories, in different positions, in groups, in different sections. So they link and develop their bilateral communication, and they learn from one another. Similarly, the process assign tasks to achieve the objectives. When they work in a group, they work in organization, they are given different tasks, they are given different targets to achieve what the objectives of the organization is, which is mostly to produce efficiently and to work comparatively better. Similarly, when the people work in an organization, it assigns authority to perform individual tasks. It gives them authority to perform different tasks. They are given responsibilities to perform different tasks. Similarly, the process coordinates the objectives and activities of a separate unit. It enables them to coordinate the objectives and activities of different units, and it facilitates the flow of work. So now Coming to the definition of the organizational behavior, this is very important for the HR professionals and for the not only for the HR professionals, HR section of the organization, but as a whole for all organizations, management of all organizations, to understand how the organization function, how it works, and how to behave the people working in these organizations. This is very important because if the manager is incompetent, incapable to deal with the people properly, then it will harm the productivity of the organization. It will harm the organization. Organization behavior is concerned specifically with the actions of the people at work. Yes, it is relevant. OB, the field of organizational behavior, it is relevant to the actions of the people, what people do in an organization, what are their responsibilities, how they are performing, how to improve their performance. If they are not performing well, what are the reasons that they are not performing well? The managers need to develop their interpersonal skills if they are going to be effective in their jobs. So this is very important for the managers to improve their interpersonal skill. They should know to deal with the people. They should know how to treat the people. They should know how to judge the people. It should be clear. These skills should be incorporated in the managers. The organizational behavior is a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structure have on behavior within an organization, and then implies that the knowledge to make organization work more effectively. So it's a field that investigates the impact that individual, groups, and structure have on the behavior within an organization. It studies that how the people in working in the organization behave in groups or individuals, and how can the behavior can be improved. How can the behavior can be improved on the individual level, at the group level, or as a whole, at the organizational level, and use this knowledge, use this behavior to achieve the objectives of the organization, to make it more productive, to make it more efficient, more effective. OB is the study of the people working in organization. OB focuses on how to improve the productivity, reduce absenteeism and turnover, and increase employee citizenship and job satisfaction. It's a very broad field. As discussed earlier, that the organizational behavior is a very broad field. If the manager has an interpersonal skill and he is able to convince the employees, he is able to communicate effectively with the people working in organization. He is able to understand the problems of the workers. Then he is able to motivate the workers, then definitely the result will be improvement in the productivity, improvement in the quality. Similarly, if the he is able to motivate the employees, then it will reduce the absenteeism of the employees because willful absenteeism will be discouraged. Similarly, the turnover rate will be reduced, which is a very common problem of the private sector. And the increase the employee citizenship and similarly the job satisfaction. The employees will feel satisfied. They will feel secure if the management applies the rules of the organizational behavior. OB is the study of the structure, functioning, and performance of organization, but it also discusses the behavior of the groups and individuals within organization. There is also another very broad definition that the OB studies the functioning of the organization, that how it is functioning, how it is performing, but this functioning and performance is based on the behavior of the individuals and the groups. The study of organizational behavior is concerned with how people within organization act individually or in groups, and how organizations function, and in terms of their structure and the processes. This is another definition that OB is concerned with the people within organization, the workers at the different level, that is individually or in groups, whether it is the managers, whether it is the lower level management, middle level management, or whether it is the workers, whether these are the people who have been assigned special duties. The OB studies the people, that how they are acting and they are reacting, and how on the basis of the behavior of these groups and individuals, the organizations work on the basis of structure and the processes, means that the keeping in mind the behavior of individuals and groups, the structure and the process of the organization, the OB studies how to improve the productivity of the organization, how to make it competitive as compared to the other organization. The basic organizational behavior model suggests study of organization at the three levels: organization, group, individual. Is in the previous definitions we discussed that OB is the study of the individual, the groups, and the organization. Individuals, how they are acting, how they are reacting, what is their behavior, how they are responding to the organization policies, what is their behavior toward their colleagues, what is their behavior toward the work in the group, yes, and at the organization level. So OB is the study, is a field of study in which we study the organization at three levels: individuals, groups, and organization. This is another graphical view, as you see. After defining the organizational behavior, the next subtopic is the characteristic of organizational behavior. According to Switch et al. 2008, OB is a way of thinking regarding individuals, groups, organizations. Means that what we do in the organizational behavior, OB actually is a way of thinking. It is a way of planning, which is relevant to the individuals, groups, and organization. It starts from the study of the individual, then leads to the groups, and then to the organization. It is multidisciplinary. Apply principles, models, theories, methods from other disciplines. Similarly, OB is a multidisciplinary. It applies the rules, regulations, theories from different fields, from the psychology, from the administration, from different fields, in order to study the behavior of individuals and groups and organization as a whole. Similarly, another characteristic of the organizational behavior is the people and their attitude, perceptions, learning capacities, feelings, and goals are of major importance. As I discussed in the earlier slides, that the OB is a very important field of study. It is relevant to the people working in organization, whether in individuals or groups. So we study the OB studies attitudes, perceptions. What is attitude of the employees? What is the attitude of the people working at different positions in the different sections? What are their perceptions regarding one another, regarding the management, regarding their work, regarding the organization? Learning capacities, yes. What is the current capacity of the employee? What is his learning capacity? How can we improve the capacity of that individual? Feelings, very important. The OB studies the feelings. What are the feelings of the employees? Because if you respect the feelings of the employees, you will be able to convince him. And goals. It keep in mind, the OB keep in mind the attitude, perception, learning capacity and feelings, but it also will have to keep in mind the goals of the organization. And the OB suggests ways how to achieve these goals, which are to meet the goals of an organization on the basis of the study of the attitude, perceptions and learning capacities. It is performance oriented. It deals with the factors affecting performance. So this is another characteristic of the organizational behavior, that it is performance oriented, means it studies the factors which lead to the performance. Those factors which affect the performance. Attitude affect performance, perception affect performance, learning capacity feeling, if you respect feeling, if you motivation, the organizational cultures, the attitude of the people, the individual differences, all these are studied under the organizational behavior. If you give respect to all these, if you give you focus on all those factors, definitely you will be able to improve the performance of the employees. Use of scientific method, yes, the OB is a field of study which use scientific method. You know that in the scientific method we have different proper procedure, different rules, models, theories, methods, scientific ways of investigation regarding the people. It is applications oriented in the sense of being concerned with providing useful answers to the questions that arise when managing organization. Coming to the characteristics of the people, those people who work in an organization, means the employees. To manage people effectively, it is necessary to understand the factors that affect how people behave at work. These are the determinants of how the people behave in organization. Individual differences is the first factor which determine the behavior of the people at work. We know that all the people are not same, have same behavior. The people differ in ability, intelligence, personality, background, culture, attitude. They behave differently. They may have different ability. Some may be more intelligent, some may be less intelligent. Similarly, there are some personality traits. Some people may have one type of personality, the other may have another type of the personality. Similarly, the family background of the employees also affect their performance. They may belong to one culture or from the other culture. The attitude, all these result in what we call the workforce diversity. Moreover, gender, the people may differ in gender, people may differ in race, and may also differ in disability to perform few specific jobs. So this is also one of the individual difference. As discussed, the people differ in ability, and you know that ability is the quality that makes an action possible. The people differ in ability, and it is a quality that makes a target possible, an action possible, a job possible, a work possible. It can be classified into two major groups. The first group, verbal, numerical, memory, reasoning abilities, and the special mechanical abilities, as well as perceptual and the motor skills related to the physical operation, such as an eye, hand coordination, or mental. Means that some people maybe have the ability to work the medical work properly, quickly. They may have strong memory as compared to the others. They may have the reasoning abilities, they may have the reasoning skills. Similarly, they may have verbal skills, while the other may have the abilities to work some mechanical abilities, to some what we say the skill relevant to their physical structure, to the physical work, the physical operation. Then similarly, another factor which make the individuals different from one another is the intelligence, which is the capacity to solve problems and apply principles, make inferences, and perceive relationships. It is the capacity for abstract thinking and reasoning with a range of different contents and media. These are the two different definitions of the intelligence, that a person is intelligent if he has a capacity for abstract thinking and reasoning with a range of different content and media. Personality means the psychological qualities, qualities that influence an individual's characteristic behavior patterns in stable and distinctive manner. The term personality is well embraced in terms of the individual behavior, and it is the way it is organized and coordinated when he or she interacts with the environment. Similarly, personality can be described in the four types. Literature shows the following personality traits, types of the personality. Neuroticism, some people have the problem of anxiety, depression, hostility, self-consciousness, impulsiveness, vulnerability, as compared to the others. Some people are depressed. They are prey of the anxiety. They become in pressure very quickly. They can't bear. They can't bear too much burden. They can't tolerate too much depression, workload. Similarly, hostility. Some of the people who have this is one of the weakness, that they have the element of hostility in their personality. They believe in the revenge. Similarly, such type of the neuroticism type of personality have self-consciousness and impulsive problem. Extroverts are warm, assertiveness, activity, excitement seeking, and positive emotions. The second type of the personality, such type of the people are warm. They like activities. They are excitement seeking. They feel they excited when they get a challenge. They like challenges. They like targets. They like to work in competitive environment. They have positive emotions. They have always positive thinking. They think positively, and the extroverts are they are social people. Such type of the workers like social gatherings. They are socially liked, and they like to have relations with the other employees and work in a good environment. Openness, feelings, actions, ideas. Some people are open. They have open feelings, actions, and ideas. Agreeableness. This is also a type of the personality type that that is the trust, straightforwardness, compliance, modesty, and tender-mindedness. Similarly, consciousness is another type of the background of the people. It is another factor that determines the individual difference. The people differ in the family background. As if a person from one of the backward area comes to an advanced city, and he starts working in an organization, sometime it will be, he may be very competent, but possibly due to his background he may not be able to work properly initially. So the organization behavior studies that how such type of the deficiency can be removed, or if a person from how to benefit from the how to benefit from. So we can say individual differences may be a function of people's background, which will include the environment and culture in which they have been brought up and now exist, the social cultural environment, the role they play, and the relationship they have, the opportunities and the constraints that enable or inhibit them to express and develop their personality. Attitudes, the study of the attitude is also very important for in the field of organizational behavior, because it affects the performance, individual performance, as well as the performance of the organization. Attitudes can broadly be classified as a subtle mode of thinking. Attitudes are evaluative. Any attitude contains an assessment of whether the object to which it refers to is liked or disliked. How they behave, they like something, they dislike something. The working people, they like to work with other people, they don't like with other people. Attitudes are developed through experience, but they are less stable than the traits and can change as new experiences are gained and influences are absorbed. As we discussed in the previous slide, that suppose a person belong to an area which is completely different from his working area. So initially he may have a different attitude because he belongs to a different background. But with the passage of time, as he gains new experiences, his attitude will change. Within organization, they are affected by the cultural factors, the behavior of the management, the policies such as those concerned with pay, recognition, promotion, quality of working life, and the influence of the reference group, the group with whom the people identify. Means that the institutes, when the attitudes of the employees within the organization, these can be affected by the behavior of the management. If the behavior of the management, the administration, the manager is very rough, definitely it will not be able to bring a positive change in the attitude of the employee. Similarly, the policies, if the policies are such type like the pay policy, if he is getting competitive salary, he has the recognition. This is one of the major determinants of the behavior. If his services are recognized, if he does good and he is appreciated, he is rewarded, then definitely he will be in a position to work properly, more effectively, efficiently. Promotion, where there are chances of promotion, and the quality of working life, etc. Emotions. Emotions are the feelings that arouse people and therefore influence their behavior, such as anger, fear, sadness, joy, anticipation, and acceptance. All these are important because these are the feelings. Anger, fear is as discussed in the previous slide, that some of the people may not be able to bear the burden properly, so they feel fear in a competitive environment, in a tense environment. Sadness, joy, all these are the factors which can affect the behavior of the employee, which can affect the and ultimately the productivity of organization, and failure to sometimes leading to the failure in the achievement of few are some of the goals. And the modest form of emotions are called moods, which are low intensity and long-lasting emotional status. Influence on behavior at work. Factors affecting behavior at work is dependent on both the personal characteristics of individuals and the situation in which they are working. These factors interact, and this theory of behavior is sometimes called interactionism. It is because of this process of interaction, and because there are so many variables in personal characteristics and situation, that behavior is difficult to analyze and predict. People's stated feelings and beliefs about someone or something seem only loosely related to how they behave behaved towards it. So the management should should continuously study the behavior at work, how the employees are behaving, and at the same time what they expect from the management. Behavior will be influenced by perceptions of the individual about the situation they are in. The key environmental variables that influence the behavior at work are role characteristics such as role ambiguity and conflict, job characteristics such as autonomy and challenge, leadership behavior including goal emphasis and work facilitation, work group characteristics including cooperation and friendliness, organizational policies that directly affect the individual, such as the reward system. Means the behavior at work is influenced by the factors like the ambiguity and conflict. Similarly, whether what type of the job they are performing, whether they have autonomy in their job position or not, whether they are given challenges or not, whether their job is challenging or not. Similarly, whether the leader, the management, what is the behavior of the management, whether the leader just believes in goal emphasis, or he also have the work facilitation. He provide them, he facilitate the employees. If the management facilitate the employee, then the output will be better. Similarly, the behavior at work is influenced by the work group characteristics, whether the working with them, the colleagues, are cooperative and they are friendly or not. If they are not friendly, they have not good behavior, they are not cooperative, then in such type of the situation will develop a different type of psychological problems for that particular employee. The next topic is the sources and replication of organizational behavior theory. This chart, this shows how the concept of the organizational behavior is derived, the fields, the disciplines it involves, and the theories from the different fields which are applied in the organizational behavior, and the application to the activities in an organization. First, coming to the discipline. So, dear students, the organizational behavior is derived. OB is derived mainly from three fields: psychology, social psychology, and sociology. It is the combination of these fields. More fields are also involved in the OB, concept of the OB, but mainly it is derived from these three fields. Contribution to the theory. Now we take different concepts of psychology. We also use some of them in the previous slides, which can be applied to the field of the human resource management. The theories which have been taken from the psychology are individual differences, personality, attitude, perceptions, self-concept, attributions, motivation, engagement and commitment, learning and leadership. If we look at our theory of this human resource management and development, we see many parts of those are based on psychology in these, like motivation, like engagement and commitment, leadership, learning, this organizational behavior, because in the organizational behavior we have to keep in mind all these factors, like the individual differences discussed in the previous slide, and some of these the theories. These are applied in the job or work design, as well as in the selection process, in the learning and development programs, performance management, reward management, attitude management. So this means that psychology is an important part of the organizational behavior, which studies the individuals and the groups as individual groups and the organization as a whole. Similarly, some of the concepts have been taken from social psychology, like the group processes, because in the OB studies the people working in groups, the attitude change, the behavioral change, and the communication. It is applied directly in the activities mentioned here, as well as in the organizational development, organizational design, change management, and communication system. Similarly, the concepts, the ideas which have been taken from the sociology, are group dynamics, power, politics, conflict, organizational culture, and leadership. And these are applied in the field of the OB as organizational development, organizational design, job design, leadership and development, and employee relationship. So, summarizing the topic, we can say that the theory of organizational behavior has been derived from the three different disciplines: psychology, social psychology, sociology. Mainly, there are some other fields are also involved in it, and the different concepts. These are the different concepts which have been taken from these three fields, and these are the applications how to apply the theories taken from these three different disciplines and apply it on organization. The next topic is how organizations function. An organization is an entity that exists to achieve a purpose through the collective efforts of the people who work in it or for it. And organizing is the process of making arrangement in the form of defined or understood responsibilities and relationships to enable those to work cooperatively together. The working of the organization is actually the arrangement of the people in one form or another form to function the organization. Organization can be described as a system that are affected by their environment, have a structure that has both formal and informal elements. Similarly, organizational structure are framework for getting things done. Traditional formal structures were based on laid down hierarchies, that is chain of command represented in organization charts, and use was made up of closely defined job description. Means the organizations work by already formulated hierarchies, their own design system, the people, and the people with shared responsibilities. There are different factors, different theories. There are different factors which can affect the organizational functions and described in different theories, of which the first theory is the classical school. According to the classical school, the organization need control, environment, order, and formality to function well. According to this school of thought, if you want to function an organization, you want to operate the organization, you should have its control. You should have a proper order and a formal system to function it well, to operate it well. They have to, means the managers have to minimize the opportunity for unfortunate and uncontrollable informal relations, leaving room only for the formal ones. Means that the organizations, well, the management should have to control the organization, keep proper order and a firm system in such a way that no unwanted result no unexpected unwanted result may come. The human relation school. The second model regarding the how the organizations function is the human relations school. This school of thought emphasizes the informal roles and relationship that, for better or worse, strongly influence the way a formal structure operates. The model stresses the importance of informal groups and humanitarian relationship. The behavioral science school, it is a humanistic point of view which is concerned with what people can contribute and how they can be motivated. Let the workers feel that they are free to set and achieve goals of the organization. This school of thought, the behavioral science school, this believes in freedom of the employees. They should be given such an environment that they feel free to work. Let them to achieve goals. Let them to set the targets for themselves. Means include them in setting the targets. Include them in the decisions. Give them autonomy. Give them freedom to work. Automatically, if they feel free, if they have freedom to work, if they have their suggestions in target setting, in the decision making, then automatically they will work hard, and this will lead to the achievement of the goals of organization. The socio-technical model, this is another school of thought which emphasizes how the organizations function well. In any system of organization, technical or task aspects are interrelated with the human and or social aspects. The emphasis is on interrelationship between, on one hand, and the technical process of transformation carried out within the organization on the other hand. The organization of work groups and the management structure of the enterprise means that this school of thought emphasizes that on one hand there should be the social interaction among the employees, there should be the interrelationship among the employees. On the other hand, there should be some technical processes and process of transformation, which may lead to the achievement of the goals of organization. And this is the end of the part 1 of lecture number 3.